Hey everybody, I'm Josh Olive with Haven Comics, and it's Thursday night, so it's time for some shop talk. Stick around after this awesome intro. That intro will never get old. I love it. Nick Ellis just did a phenomenal job pulling that together. Makes me happy every time I see it. Speaking of people that make me happy, let's bring on Alan. What's up, brother?
I have like no sound effect ready. I was too busy typing and didn't get a sound effect ready. I'm slacking on my job.
That's just disappointing.
Yeah, it is. Hang on just a second. Let me do some adjustment here. I'm just not noticing. Good Lord Almighty. It's bright. It's summertime, and I don't like summertime.
Summertime and the living is easy. We're just gonna watch
You
watch
gonna watch
Alan's
me fight with the
belly.
blinds? Hey, so while I'm fighting with the blinds, I've actually got a question for you.
What you got?
Actually two questions. So I saw where Diamond Select Toys is pretty much no more, or they're getting close to being no more.
Yep, gone, done, donezo.
So, how does that actually affect what they have in stock and what they're going to do moving forward?
It's a good question. That's a lot of people are asking that question. I don't know. Um, they got bought by the company that has Whiz Kids and Nika, so they already make things like uh, hero clicks and stuff like that. Presumably, they'll just shutter the brand and pull those products into Whiz Kids and Nika and what they do. Um, but I don't know if that's the direction that they're going to go or not. But yes, last Friday there were mass layoffs at Diamond and all associated Diamond properties or entities, and Diamond Select Toys was absolutely one of them, and got the plug pulled pretty hard.
And then I saw now, say if somebody, which I mean, we don't know what we don't know, but let's say there's a particular statue that's still showing up on Previews World.
Yep.
And somebody wanted it and you ordered it tomorrow, how did it affect that order if it's coming from or toy or whatever would technically come from Diamond Select? How would that affect the like current orders?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think all of that inventory and such should transition, and we should still be able to order things because they want to get rid of them. They certainly don't want to keep them. In the short term, that might even be beneficial. They might put a lot of that stuff on sale.
That's kind of what I'm hoping. And then the other question was, and I did not get a chance to read this article, but it said something about that. I believe it's Penguin Random House
Mm-hmm.
has Marvel, IDW, and Dark Horse.
Well, they've had them for a long time,
Oh well, they were acting
and
like it.
and then they bought Boom Studios.
Oh well, they were acting like that article, like it just happened, like they just took them away from Diamond.
No, they have had a sub distribution deal with Diamond, and they just canceled that and said no more.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
Um,
that makes sense then.
but no, they've had those guys for a while.
So, do you see Diamond orders dwindling down to like next to nothing now, or do you think there's still going to be some version of it?
I'm really at a loss to say, and everybody is. Everybody's kind of scrambling to figure this out. Right now, Diamond the only company that we really carry that isn't carried somewhere else is Dynamite. For whatever reason, Dynamite is got an exclusive deal with Diamond, and they have not changed.
Yeah.
Distillery had held tight with Diamond for a long time, and they just shifted over to PRH, which is Penguin Random House for anybody who's wondering. And we'll see. Now, Diamond Select Toys, we don't know if these guys are going to continue to make and sell them, just not under that name. And they may well not want to. They may want to sell it under the WizKids name or the Nika name. So that's not necessarily true, Matt, because you pay a lot more money, and then it's a question whether you ever get it or not, or you get it 4 years later. Uh, Real quick, Tots is in the house. What's up, Tots?
What up?
James is listening to us while he's mowing his wild lawn. Good on you. And we got Matt, so that's awesome.
Hey, did you see
The
this?
boys.
We'll go a little sneak peek behind the curtain. Over where all the comments show up, did you see this new thing across the top? Show comments on stage.
I hadn't seen it on there, but I saw that it was a new thing. I got a little email about it. We could pop it on and try it. Somebody type something in. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, really. I just want to see what happens. Look, I'm just sitting here staring at it like it's going to happen immediately.
Me too. I mean, it should. That's the way it kind of read was like it does it in real time. I'm just not sure.
Oh no, we'll find out here in a little bit.
You know what? I bet you're right. So
yeah, it popped up down here at the very bottom, really small.
So have you got some comics to talk about this week?
Of course, I got comics to talk about this week.
I thought you might.
Speaking of toy distribution, I noticed that there's a particular shop that kind of borders Huntsville, Madison, that has started carrying G.I. Joe action figures.
Yeah, they get them every now and again.
And when I just happened to be in this shop for some god unknown reason last Friday, I picked up the Iron Grenadier.
You got the Iron Grenadier. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you got it because I got a text from Tom asking me if I could order another one.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I like this because if you look in the bottom right corner, it is popping them up, but it's popping them up really slow. I mean, really small. What's up, Bill?
That's not very useful.
No, it's really not. I do want to go check out that Replay Toys. I just hadn't had a chance to get by there yet. Every time I get close to that place, like life happens.
You know, I have the exact same issue over there.
Okay, I'm turning that off. That's annoying.
All right, I am putting. If I looked a little distracted, I'm putting a couple things into the chat real quick, or into the media assets, so we can pull something up and talk about it here in a minute.
Yeah, great. I tell you what, while you do that, I'm going to embiggen myself because we got like something major to talk about. And
I like it.
For those of you that have not read it yet, I'm thinking that Josh may end up agreeing with me on this next statement.
I'm probably going to have to order more.
The first book I'm going to show off is a legit book of the year contender. I mean, I read the ash can. I thought, hey, that's got an interesting premise. But then I read the actual book. It came in last week, and it blew me away. And that is Exquisite Corpses.
Yeah.
So it is. There we go. It's written by Tiny Onion. But the premise of the book is, and this is, it's almost like it's a cross between Hunger Games and The Purge.
A little bit.
And the premise of the book is, for those of you that have not read it, that the 13 colonies were originally represented by 13 families. And to this day, those 13 families still run and control America behind the scenes. Well, every 5 years, those 13 families get together and they basically take over a small town. They get it kind of quarantined off. It's no one in, no one out. This one actually pretty much starts off with them paying off the sheriff to leave town. He's now a millionaire with a new identity. And each family can choose their own champion.
That's one word for it.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about the YouTube censors on this one just a touch. Their champion just happens to be a serial unalive.
Unaliver.
Yeah, a serial unaliver. But each champion is also representative of a certain weapon that's been used over the years. So this happens every 5 years, and the winner, the champion, the family that he represents, is basically in charge of America for the next 5 years. And they have pulled in some serious characters. The Fox Face Killer or whatever, Fox Mask or whatever, this guy right here
Yep.
is a legit, like, people get nervous just mentioning this guy's name. He's so good at unaliving. There's also, I cannot remember his name, but he is apparently, I think they're trying to set him up to be the anti-hero that you're going to end up cheering for. But
I
he
don't
said,
even think he's an anti-hero. I think he's a good guy who got pulled into this.
you think so? I mean, but they were.
I got that impression.
I mean, it could be, but let's say his military past is questionable.
Well, I think he just got. I think he got railroaded.
But I mean, you would think that there would be a lot of setup, and there is a lot of setup in this book, but it ends with a bang, pun intended.
Yes, it does.
I mean, somebody that you think is going to be, and now one cool thing, I really like this. I thought this was a nice touch. It was kind of honestly, it was kind of a sick and twisted touch. Maybe that's why I liked it. I'm not going to show anything graphic, but in the back of the book, you basically have your brackets for the professional unalivers, and you can mark them off as they basically get unalived themselves.
Well, they're not all professional. Some of them are just insane.
Well, yeah, good point.
And it's the different people, and so different people have different motivations, right? Sometimes people they really want to control things, and some people are like, we don't really care. We're happy with the status quo, but we're required to put somebody in, so we're just going to put in a nutcase and see what happens, and then we'll make bets.
Yeah, because it does talk about that there are some that they know they're not going to win.
Yeah,
that they're more of just like the chaos factor of it all. But
I gotta say, Michael Walsh's art in this book is really good.
Oh, it was. It fits the story perfectly.
It really, really does. And this is a thick book, y'all. This is not your standard 22-page comic. I don't know what the page count is. I didn't go through and count them, and they don't list helpful page numbers like they used to back in the old days. But let's see if I can do a top and bottom comparison just to show. That's a comic, and that's a comic. It's world difference. I mean, this is almost like a mini trade. Yeah, it's a lot of story. It's a lot of bang for the buck. Mm-hmm. And what a fun book. I just ordered 13 more copies in keeping with the theme.
Now that's funny. That is funny right there. The $4.99 price tag on it is worth, I mean, it's like you're getting a deal for $4.99. I mean, the book is so big and it's so good. But I did get a little bit sidetracked. The way they win is they have to be the last one standing at the end of the night, and it's everything takes place over one night. But they have to be the last one standing, and they can take out whoever they want to, the other people that are in the contest or the civilians that are there in the town. The town is just the battleground.
And that's the weird part to me is why don't they just put it someplace in a field somewhere? Why do they have to have an entire town full of people potentially get killed for this?
I don't know, but I am interested in seeing Rascal Randy, his first unaliving. That should be kind of funny.
I have to tell you, if you like a predictable horror movie where you know going in what's going on and you know who to root for and you like that kind of stuff, I get the impression this is very much that, but with a kind of heisty twist to it a little bit. That's really interesting. such a good book. I have to agree with Alan. That's a potential book of the year contender right there.
Yeah,
It really is.
I mean, you're actually, yeah, I mean, all joking aside, this is a really good book, Matt. You'll be missing out if you don't pick this one up. It's
And it's a limited series.
yeah, how many issues is it going to be? Do we know?
Yeah, it said somewhere. I want to say it's 12 because maybe it's like a bracket each one.
Okay, that's not bad.
I believe that's right. Although I mean, it could at 12 books at this size. That's a lot of book. And when you compare the price tag of again this book, which is $4.99, and this book, which is $4.99, you're getting double your money.
Yeah,
And it's a good cardstock cover.
Yep.
The page quality is great. Everything about this is high production values. The story's phenomenal. I think Image knew they had a winner on their hands with this.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, and Josh can actually show you all the text message. Literally, the first thing I sent Josh was, if this does not get optioned for a movie, they're missing out.
That's correct.
I mean, it's just that good. Because I mean, I can already picture like different people playing those characters. Oh man, that's all you need is the first issue. You're going to be hook, line, and sinker on the first issue. Next up, and this was kind of weird, and I think it's only going to get a little bit weirder, and that is our next story arc in Daredevil.
Yeah, it's super weird. It's like somebody read or played not Walking Dead, The Last of Us or something.
Yeah.
And decided, what if that was happening in Daredevil?
I mean, art looked great. I mean, it's a decent story. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a great story. It's
a weird story.
It's just a weird story. And to be honest with you, I'm hoping this one does not go the standard 6-issue story arc.
I'm with you there. I don't think it should.
I'm kind of hoping that what I was hoping was that since we've put to bed the 7 deadly sins, that we were going to move back into a more street level Daredevil for a while.
Doesn't look like it with that book.
Yeah, this is not a street level Daredevil.
No, I would rather see a street level Daredevil.
To be honest with you, with the way this issue ended, you would think that they were setting up some type of crossover or some type of special appearance by Man-Thing.
You know, Man-Thing Man-Thing's been in Daredevil before.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the perfect time to kind of bring him in for a guest appearance.
I 100% agree with that.
Next up,
especially because Man-Thing is like the touch of when you're afraid, Man-Thing's touch burns you.
Yeah.
And Daredevil's the man without fear.
Yep.
It's a good mix.
But I mean, that thing that Daredevil is going up against, I mean, it would just be the perfect time to bring that character in.
Could not agree more.
I'm hoping we've got one more issue, and then that little mini story arc is done, though. Next up, I got Energon Universe, the 2025 special.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, and Clutch was awesome. This was a great issue for a little one-shot. I loved it. I did not read the Transformers stuff that was in the back of it, but I did have to read all about Hutch and Hound.
Clutch
and Hound. Sorry.
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch. Yep. Next up, and this has not slowed down on any level, and it's been solid for all 14 issues so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Geiger issue 14, I mean, really good. I enjoyed it. We're so deep into this story right now with Geiger and Ash Arden, or however you say her name, that this is not a good time for a new reader unless you plan on buying like the past couple of issues too.
Did you see the upcoming thing between Gary Frank and Jim Lee that they're kind of doing a cover swap on Batman and on Geiger? So Jim Lee is going to do a Geiger cover with Batman on it, and Gary Frank's going to do a Batman cover with Geiger on it.
Well, I saw that something about this is going to be Jim Lee's first image cover in like several years.
Yep.
That'll go pretty quick.
Yep.
Next up, kind of a strange issue because you got a dual story going, but it was a good issue and it was actually creepier than what I thought it was going to be. And I hope they definitely ramp the creep factor up even more with the new Mr. Freeze in Batman issue 8.
He is horrifying, and that issue was, the creep factor was pretty high.
But the whole sub-story of them being in the alleyway and pretty much fighting each other, all the friends and Bruce.
Yeah.
Okay, are they... That's what I guess I didn't understand about it. Are they trying to make him better, or are they just mad at him for being Batman?
No, they're trying to help him.
Well, the way the issue ended off, we may have a absolute Killer Croc on the way.
Well, you definitely do.
So I did see something where Absolute Catwoman is pretty much, how was it they put it? A cross between John Wick and someone else. That the Absolute Catwoman, when she shows up, she's going to be brutal.
But while we're talking about the Absolute books, let's take a quick pause here and jump over to something that was just released today. This is coming up very soon. Final order cutoff is in just a few weeks. So this was within the next 6 weeks or so. If you want the special connecting covers for Ultimate Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, and Absolute Wonder Woman by one Mr. Mark Spears.
Yeah, he posted that on Instagram earlier.
Yeah, but not everybody saw it.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. So
see, Wonder Woman to me here is kind of giving off Zealot vibes.
I was getting Elektra vibes, but I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want the Mark Spears covers for this, just let us know. Because they are flipping awesome.
Yeah, I will definitely be picking those up.
I mean, he nailed how humongous this Batman is. And you don't think about it because you haven't seen them in a book together yet, but Absolute Superman and Absolute Batman. Absolute Superman is younger than Batman by a good bit. So how does that change the dynamic? It'll be interesting to see.
How old are they supposed to be in this?
Well, they said Absolute Batman is 24. And Superman is clearly not that old.
I would say he would be at least 20, wouldn't you think?
18, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on those. That would be a nice display.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So I'm excited for that. But yes, if you want the Mark Spears covers, just let us know. We'll be happy to order those for you.
What do you think about this new Mr. Freeze?
The original recipe, Mr. Freeze, is a villain. He's not really a villain. He's a guy that you feel sorry for, you have pity for, you have hope for. Right? He's just trying to save his wife. And you can respect that. This dude is an absolute fiend. He is a creep monster, and he just wants other people to suffer like he suffered. And so he's going to make them do it. He's going to make them suffer forever.
When he starts talking about feeling the pain in the ice, that's when it started getting creepy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, but that's what he wants. He wants that for other people. a lot of people they have something bad that happens to them, and their response is, "I want to make sure nobody else ever has to deal with that again." His was, "Everybody should have to suffer like I did."
Mm-hmm. Next up on my list, and I think we're coming to an end, maybe one or two more issues for this. But I'm kind of, especially after this issue, I would put Space Ghost up against just about anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, this issue was, old dude showed off his true power in this one. So I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hadn't read it, but I mean, Pepos has done an amazing job with Space Ghost from beginning to end.
Oh, he's such a good writer. Really enjoy his stuff.
Yeah, and that cover is just gorgeous.
That is pretty great. I mean, it's
Yeah.
no Mark Spears, but you know.
Yeah, it's no Mark Spears. But I think this Jonathan Liu guy, he might have a career.
He might be all right.
Yeah, he might be. Next up, and this one was not what I thought it was going to be. It was a little more. I don't really know how it was good. I liked it, but it was, I don't know. It was a little bit out there to me for some reason, and that was One World Under Doom issue 4.
Before you get to that, James is out mowing the grass, and he had to stop and make a comment. Just, absolutely, Mr. Freeze is a maniac, and he's absolutely right.
But jumping back to this Mr. Freeze for a moment, do we think that there might be a Nora somewhere?
I don't think so.
His version of her?
Maybe that's even more horrifying. Because he's probably keeping her on ice because she turned him down or something. And so he's just making her suffer until he looks like a good alternative. I mean, something horrifying like that, I can absolutely see.
I do like that with the Absolute Universe, they're taking their time setting up these characters.
Oh, yeah, I'm enjoying that.
They're not just rushing them and throwing them together. But what did you think about One World Under Doom issue 4?
That was weird as heck, man. It was a different way to go, and I could appreciate it. I mean, you've got Doom is now the Sorcerer Supreme, right? So he's got to deal with some Sorcerer Supreme kind of problems. Makes sense. So it was weird, but I kind of dug it. What was your take? I mean, you seem like you're not sure how you feel about it.
I mean, it was very good. I like North. I mean, I like his writing style. I like everything he does. But for the story that they're telling, I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, you saw it in issue 3. We knew it was coming because you and I even made a comment about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to figure out why we had to do this. Why couldn't we just, why did we have to take it to like a supernatural element the way that we did?
Unless he's the Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, that's it.
I know he's the
That's what he's using to do all this stuff, is that power.
But the way that it ended, though, I mean, it was, honestly, with the way Doom played this against Dormammu, and if anybody reading this disagrees with me, please leave a comment. And if you watch this next week and you leave a comment, I'll still argue with you. But the way Doom is portrayed in this issue as Sorcerer Supreme,
yeah,
I think he should be the new Sorcerer Supreme, period.
Well, there's certainly an argument to be made for that. He doesn't seem to be as kind of flaky as Doctor Strange.
No, it was extremely. One thing I loved about it was how he tells you in the beginning that he cast 3 spells.
Yep.
And then throughout the course of the book, he walks you through those 3 spells and why he cast them, and you see them play out. So that right there already shows you that going into it, that just a master strategist going into it.
Well, we said that in issue number 1, right? Of One World Under Doom. It was very clear that Doom was playing chess and everybody else was playing like marbles.
Yep.
They weren't even on a board. They didn't have it. They couldn't begin to respond. No, he was outplaying everybody from the jump.
And I mean, honestly, if he was portrayed this way if we just got just a Doom Sorcerer Supreme book that lived off in its own little universe somewhere, I would read that book.
Yes.
If it was written by North, I would read that book.
Yeah.
But I'm really wondering what's going to happen in the next issue. I mean, I got to see how it's going to play out. I mean,
how does it end? Yeah.
It's really good. It's just not what I was expecting, and it got weird.
Yes.
But at the same time, you would expect the Sorcerer Supreme to get weird.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from it. I got 3 left.
Speaking of Ryan North, though, did you see the news that came out this week about Ryan North?
No,
He's writing a new book at DC.
Really?
You'll never guess what. It's so totally Ryan North, though.
What is it?
Crypto.
Man, I did not have a subscription to crypto on my 2025 bingo card.
No,
but apparently I do now.
But Ryan North is writing a crypto series at DC.
Is it going to be a limited series?
I think so. I would imagine so. But yeah, Ryan North is writing it. Comes out in July.
I mean, honestly, he is the perfect person to write something like that.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to read it. I mean, speaking of somebody else that I'm going to read pretty much whenever they write something, Matthew Rosenberg, DC versus Vampires, World War V. I don't even know what issue number we're up to. Issue 9.
400 bazillion.
Yeah, really. It's another solid issue. I mean, this is one of those that we're so deep into it. I mean, I could talk about it half the night, but only the people that are reading it are going to get it. If they are going to continue with the Elseworlds theme, I really wish they would let Matthew Rosenberg. For those of you that did not read this, Batman is unalived in pretty much the very first issue of DC versus Vampires, or maybe the second
time ago. Yeah.
There has been no Batman. Well, there's a Batman again. And the Batman is Ra's al Ghul. I would like to see a Ra's al Ghul Batman for at least a mini series. And the way him and Alfred is the new Green Lantern in this, and the way Alfred and Ra's al Ghul kind of their little back and forth, I mean, I would read that series too. I think it would be really good. But a Ra's al Ghul Batman, that was really intriguing to me for some reason.
That's one of those cases where Matthew Rosenberg said, I have all this latitude to do unusual things in this world, and that's a bizarre idea. I'd love to play with that concept for a minute. And so that's what he's doing, and it's great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he made Guy Gardner likable for me in an issue.
That's a tall order right there.
And he filled that tall order. I mean, I liked it. But I would like to read more about the Ra's al Ghul Batman. Give him his own adventure, off for a couple of issues. I don't even know how much longer this is going to run, but
well, it's 12 issues.
Oh, is it 12 issues? Depending on how they do it, I think that once they finish this 12 issues, that story might actually just be done.
That's what he said when we talked to him, if you remember.
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I wonder how they're going to end it, because we're no longer DC versus vampires. We're DC versus vampires versus Darkseid.
Yep.
And this Darkseid is a friggin' giant from the looks of it. I mean, he is massive. I do like the way Mr. Miracle escaped. Have you read this issue?
I have not.
The way he escapes, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I like it. It's you do get just a touch of humor in with it, just with a one-liner, but it's good, which is awesome. He actually escapes from Atlantis, which is my segue into my next book, Aquaman
Perfect.
issue number 5.
Thank you, because we need to talk about that.
One of these days, people are going to mistake me for knowing what I'm doing on this show. Jeremy Adams is killing it. I mean, it's.
I will tell y'all, he took a character who, for me, hasn't been remotely interesting since a very brief burst of interest in the 90s when Peter David was writing it. And he took that character, he took Aquaman and made him absolutely a must read. That book, I'm sure we all do this. Some people probably, they rack and stack their books and they put their favorite ones at the bottom so that they'll get to that one after they read the other ones, kind of like dessert, or they put their favorite ones at the top and they'll get to the other ones when they get to them. I put mine at the top, and that one always goes very, very near the top. And if there's not a G.I. Joe book that week, it goes to the top.
One thing that I thought was cool was a nice touch. So where we're at in the story is they're kind of like in this underwater city. We'll just call it that. It's just the easiest way to explain it right now. But Aquaman is being hunted, and he's kind of incognito. And I don't know why I thought this was so cool looking, but his disguise, even though, I mean, this dude's walking around with like a 6-foot pitchfork.
Like you do.
It's not like he would be hard to pick out of a crowd, but I found this funny and I laughed at it, but it was also the coolest thing art-wise I've seen in comic books this week. And that is literally just a scarf wrapped around his shoulders and his face. I don't know why. Hey, you can still walk around with a 6-foot pitchfork, but as long as you got a scarf wrapped around your face, they're not going to notice you. But it's been good. Captain Nemo has been introduced. I can't wait to see how that goes.
I was very disappointed in the look of that Nautilus. I'm just going to say that.
Too. I was hoping for the classic Nautilus, but we did not get it.
I knew it wouldn't be, but I was hoping. The artwork in that book is stunning.
Oh,
the story has been fantastic. This was one of those cases, and you see when it's really done well, it's awesome, where Aquaman purposely lets himself get caught. That was so cool.
That is the Nautilus that we're looking at. And I'm like, I was really hoping for the classic looking Nautilus.
Yeah, but if you're not reading Aquaman, this is issue number 5. I believe there should be a trade after issue 6 or 7. I strongly encourage you to pick up that trade and give it a read. You don't have to have ever read Aquaman before. You don't have to care about Aquaman. You will care about Aquaman by the time you get done reading this. It's excellent.
Yeah, it's another one of those that the first issue will hook you. I mean, it's just that good. Speaking of getting hooked on the first issue and sticking with Jeremy Adams, Flash Gordon issue number 9. Did you ever start reading this?
No.
We've got 2 Dale Ardens now.
What?
If you read the story, it makes perfect sense. And honestly, I said this at the end of last year when we kind of did our yearly recap, and I said the book of the year for me, what impressed me the most and what I thoroughly enjoyed was Flash Gordon.
Yes, you did.
Has not disappointed. It's Jeremy Adams is absolutely killing it on Flash Gordon. The art's been great. The story has been great. It has
Are the Lion Men in that book?
The Lion Men were in Flash Gordon quarterly, but they have not been in the main title. Well, but what you have to understand is in the main title, you're working off a story where Flash Gordon is actually called the World Killer or the Planet Killer because he destroyed Mongo. Like destroyed all of it. So Mongo was basically splintered. And you find out through this pretty much starts off with Flash escaping a prison planet. And That was issue 1. Or he's working on escaping a prison planet where him and Ming both are prisoners. Well, throughout the course of it, you find out that after Mongo was destroyed, Del Arden is who basically reunited all the people and pretty much become their empress.
Nice.
Well, then you find out in this issue that, and actually issue 8 was only the second time that you see Del Arden.
Okay.
So they did not rush bringing her into it. Zarkov is, we'll get to him in a second, but Flash thinks that he's rescuing Del Arden, and in this issue, she's trying to kill him. She's trying to unalive him. But the whole thing is, you find out that's not really Del Arden. The real Del Arden is captured.
Interesting.
Is being held by this person. And they look.
That's like a good twist that you pull in an RPG. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great story. Zarkov basically, at some point, I think during Mongo's destruction, if there was something truly before this that led up to Mongo's destruction, I never read it. But something happened and he perished. But before he did, he downloaded his consciousness to a robot. So Zarkov is actually a robot now. And in this, he's separated from Flash. And in this issue, he's working on a new synthetic body. So he will basically end up putting his consciousness back into a human form sooner or later. What's up, Daniel Major?
Welcome aboard, sir.
I mean, Flash Gordon has been so good. When I first saw that Mad Cave was going to start doing Flash Gordon, it was like, okay, cool. I'll pick it up for nostalgia's sake. Hey, I'm glad somebody's kind of giving Flash a little nod, blah, blah, blah. But this has been amazing. All 9 issues. There has been no slowdown. And then I started picking up the Flash Gordon Quarterly, and those have been great. I mean, this was a well thought out. Yeah, there was something in that where he was basically trying to get to Ming to stop something, but I don't remember it ending with the destruction of Mongo. Maybe it did. I would have to go dig that out and look for it. But I do remember it was more of a, that free comic book day issue, it was kind of a, you picked up in the middle of an adventure or right there toward the end of an adventure. Just enough to give you a taste, and then it jumped to this. But I just don't remember that ending with the, yes, that is the one with Ming the Merciless. Or Merciful. However you want to look at it. So, but like I said, if y'all are not reading Flash Gordon, you're truly missing out. This has been so much fun. And like Josh said a minute ago, when Flash Gordon comes out, that actually goes to the top of my stack every single time. I mean, can't wait to get it home and dive into it. That's how much I've enjoyed it.
I thought you had one more after that.
No, I had the last 2 books were Jeremy Adams books.
Well, then in Big and Me, because I got some that you haven't talked about, or if you did, I don't remember.
That one came out a few weeks ago, didn't it?
Yeah, but I don't remember you talking about it.
I think we had a guest that week.
So now's a good time.
Let's talk about it.
Holy smokes. This book continues to be awesome. It's once again, because we met her, Miss Goodbody, we met her in that Hyde Street one-shot Devour. And you're like, boy, she's pretty awful and evil. Well, here's her backstory. And I love that you get these origin stories for all these people in this book. And also you find out more about Pranky, the little Boy Scout kid. The fact that he has more than enough souls that he could leave if he wants to, but he's enjoying life, so he's just going to stay. it's pretty incredible. This book continues to be great. Absolutely love it. I know I mentioned this one.
Who was Hank? Before we move on, who was it that walked into her shop at the end of that? Didn't somebody walk into it?
Well, Mr. X-Ray walks into it
Okay.
early on, and he is trying to talk with her about getting the heck out, and she's like, "No, screw you."
See, I'm hoping he turns into like a massive anti-hero.
Well, he kind of is now. He's trying to get out. But then at the end of the book, Pranky comes walking in the door. And apparently, whenever you say his name, he shows up. And so
Like
that's
Bill.
why she got mad at Mr. X-Ray because he said his name.
Yeah. I have not read
this
that
one.
I didn't even get a copy of that one.
It's fascinating. This guy signs a deal to go out into space and harvest these things for 10 years. And if he brings back his quota, then he gets a crap ton of money and he can retire and live with his family, rich, high on the hog for the rest of his life. Problem is, a lot of these guys don't come back who do this. And you're like, what's going on? Well, it turns out what they're harvesting is alive. And it's been trying to contact him and tell him, you have to stop, please, you're killing us. And he's hearing this in his head all the time. And they talk about it. They introduced the concept early on that these guys, they call them like Captain Ahabs, where they just never come back because they go insane. And you see him like put on his spacesuit and he flies out to this one particular spot, and it ends with him. There's just all these dead astronauts floating around because he's been hearing the call too. So all these dead astronauts are there. It's a fascinating book. Really, really interesting. So I don't know. This cover is also just gorgeous. I mean,
that is a cool cover.
It's really.
But they're going to put a bunch of dead astronauts opposite page of the Jetsons.
Like you do. I mean,
yeah.
Meet George Jetson. Aquaman we already talked about. One World Under Doom we talked about. Amazing Spider-Man number 3. Amazing Spider-Man continues to be solidly okay. I mean, you're laughing, but that is such a dramatic improvement over utter garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean.
It was utter garbage. But I will say the end of this issue introduces a character from Spider-Man's past with a new look, and it's a pretty devastatingly awesome look, I have to say. Hobgoblin.
He kind of looks like a cross between Assassin's Creed and Azrael.
Yep, and he's got wings.
That is pretty sick looking.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yes, thank you for somebody who's agreeing with me. It is much improved. Does it still have room for improvement? Yes, it does. But it is much improved. And thank you, Daniel, for enjoying solidly okay. That's
thoroughly
good stuff.
It's bad when we get excited when the words solidly okay are paired with Spider-Man.
For Amazing Spider-Man, yes.
Yeah.
That is a sad day, but there we are. You didn't mention this either.
I've actually got a stack of Detective Comics at the house that I gotta get caught up on right quick.
Well, this is the annual.
Okay.
And let me just tell you, the first story in here is Al Ewing. It is a solid, solid Batman as a detective story.
Good.
There's a super rich dude who has locked himself in his super duper bunker. He's all alone. He's been all alone. Batman gets a call through a super secret mechanism to come and solve this guy's murder. So Batman comes in there, and the guy's laying in the middle of the floor um, with a knife in his back, and he's written in his own blood, Batman, do not solve my murder.
Now that is intriguing.
Uh, so then Batman, of course, doesn't pay any attention to that, and Batman solves the murder, and it is freaking great. Um, this every story in here is pretty good. That first story is spectacular. Uh, like absolutely worth the price of admission. Strongly, strongly recommend. Uh, Read that first story in here because that is as good a closed, locked room murder mystery as you will find. This is fantastic.
Oh, you got me excited to read that now. I'll have to read that tomorrow.
I'm telling you, dude, it is so good. It is so good. Uh, Batman Dark Patterns. These are 3-issue mysteries, which I'm totally digging. Um, it's just great stuff. This is Batman with the vibe. This current story arc is Batman with the vibe of the Dread movie. Um, the building is sealed off. It's full of bad people who are hunting him, and there are good people who live in the building too. But there's a price on his head, and the building is talking to everyone, and the building is telling people, "Help me kill this guy." Um, and the bad guy we've known from the beginning is the ventriloquist of all things. It's bizarre, but it is so freaking good. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I
Now, is
have
it
loved.
ongoing or Maxi?
Batman Dark Patterns is ongoing, but it's 3-issue. It's essentially 3-issue limited series with a different case every 3 issues,
Okay, gotcha.
and it's fantastic. The first one was really solid. This one has been great. Yeah, your favorite of the year so far. I agree. Dark Patterns, very well done. I agree. Uh, and I like the format too. Yes, it's a great idea to let new readers jump on. It doesn't concern itself with ongoing um, continuity and things like that. It's every 3 issues is its own mystery, its own thing to solve. And so far, Batman has been a detective in these books, not just some random superhero that could be anybody in a suit going and punching people. Um, it's just been really good. That's what they're saying so far. But DC's new uh, approach is not to announce the launch of ongoing series. They're announcing limited series. And Green Arrow was a great case in point for that, right? Originally 6 issues, and then 12, and then 18, and then ongoing.
I think we're up to like 30 or 31 by now.
Yeah, I think it's like 24 or something, but
Oh, is it 24?
yeah, 23, 24, something like
Okay.
that. Yes, not just solidly okay. It's fantastic. It's really well done. And I agree. It would be a shame if they stopped at 12. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Legends of the Dark Knight back in the day.
Oh, nice.
It kind of has that vibe to it a little bit with more grown up kind of stories. That's the thing, man. I don't know why it couldn't. It's 3-issue mysteries. Why couldn't that last? It's not connected to any continuity. Um, it does. It's not. It's not one they're not sequential. There's nothing like that. I think it has all the ingredients of a phenomenal ongoing book.
What issue are they up to?
This is number 6 that just came out.
Okay. Now, if you I mean, this would be high praise in my mind. Does it rank up there with Batman Killing Time?
It's a kind of different vibe from that, but it's at that tier. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll definitely have to check it out then, because I loved Killing Time. Oh, that was so good. Oh, so good.
So I want to know what your thoughts were as far as the characters, because we met them in the first issue, and then you got a sense of how things were going. How did you feel about what happened in this issue?
It's actually been a couple of weeks since I read that issue. I'm not sure how I feel about Hal Jordan right now. Just for the simple fact of I understand why he is the way he is, but I'm not used to seeing a scared Hal Jordan.
Scared and
almost timid.
And kills people when he's scared.
Yeah. What
do you think about the look of Abin Sur, by the way? Ginormous tentacle head, 4 arms. That's honestly a weird look.
The look of Abin Sur reminded me of a bizarre cross of Martian Manhunter in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, when you actually saw him as a Martian.
Yep.
And Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know what that is, but okay, I'll trust you.
For those that know, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And was he a giant?
Yes, he's huge.
I mean, he looked pretty big.
Yeah, he's huge. Let's see what else we got here.
But here's the thing: is Hal going to end up being the bad guy?
It's certainly pointing that direction right now. Now, whether it stays that way or not, I don't know. But it's certainly pointing that direction now.
Hang on a minute. We need to address this. I can't speak for the comic book because I never read it. But Pirates of Darkwater was one of the greatest cartoons ever done, and is an absolute Greek tragedy, Shakespearean level Romeo and Juliet tragedy that we did not get a second season of that.
That's fair.
Sorry, I got off on a tangent there for a second. I saw Pirates of Darkwater.
No, that's fair.
But okay, so here's the Jay Weird. Here's my thing on Abin Sur though. It kind of led me to believe that he was a bad guy there for a second.
Well, it does read that way, doesn't it?
So, I mean, are the Green Lanterns technically bad guys in the Absolute Universe? I mean, that would be a cool twist to me.
That really would be. I agree. Now that you said that, I hadn't thought of it that way, but that would be very cool. I know you're not reading this. I don't know what's wrong with you, but holy smack, this is a good book. The Ultimates continues to be great. And this one has Doom, who in this universe is Reed Richards.
Nice.
Explaining why they're all going to die and this can't work. And why he has done what he has done. He's been messing around with time and saving them from things. And he's trying to get them all back to... Because they know that they have a limited time before the Maker shows up, who is Reed Richards from the original Ultimate Universe.
Yep.
And they've got 6 more months before he shows up. And when he shows up, they're all done for. So they have to come up with a solution. And they haven't been able to beat the lieutenants that the Maker created yet, let alone position themselves to beat the Maker. This is such a good book with big picture stuff going on, but also tight, close, character-driven stuff.
Yeah.
So freaking good. Let's talk a little bit about this.
Is that the new issue?
Yes. You'll pick it up tomorrow.
Yes, I will.
Look at that.
Oh.
So I would like to tell you that does not happen in this book.
You would like to tell me, but
Hawkeye starts off this issue dead. Not Hawkeye. Why did I say? Oh, because he said Hawkeye. Moon Knight starts off the issue dead.
Okay.
And of course, it's not the end for Moon Knight, right? So it's what he does and how he does it that is fantastic. Oh, it's so good. I see we have Aaron in the comments, so I'm going to grab something else real quick. Talk for a second while I reach over and do this.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be the first time that Moon Knight died, so it's not like it's that big a deal when it comes to his death. So you did not hear a word I just said, did you?
Nope.
Oh, I said it's not the first time that Moon Knight's died, so it's
no, not at all. But like I said, in this, the interesting thing is how he gets out of this and why it's awesome and what comes with it. Just trust me when I say you're going to read this and be like, you're probably going to throw it across the room because you want the next one now.
Really?
To answer your question, James, is that 6 months in comic time or 6 months in real time? In the Ultimates book, it's 6 months in real time. It's been tracking month for month. Every month it tells you you're 1 month closer to the Maker coming back.
This right here, Moon Knight, Jed MacKay has absolutely crushed it with Moon Knight. It's been so good. Everything that he's done so far.
But since we have Aaron on the show tonight, I wanted to just kind of show off a little something.
Oh, you do that. Let me do this right quick.
Haha! Look at that, Aaron. Look what we got. Boom. It's a book that I know you want. Yeah. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes.
All right. Tell me the significance of Aaron in that book.
Well, pop his comment up there. Yeah. Aaron's favorite is Hawkeye. He loves Hawkeye. And he loves the Matt Fraction version of Hawkeye. Take on Hawkeye. And so, yeah, this is just one that I know would mean an awful lot to Aaron. So I actually had gotten that quite a while back, and then I set it down in the wrong pile and totally forgot about it. So today I was cleaning up a little bit, and I was like, hey, look at this. I remember this book.
So how much does a book like that run?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up in a while. But probably $100, $120, something like that.
Hey, Aaron, I'm about to come into the possession of a book that you like. I'll sell it to you for $150.
That's just mean, man.
Aaron, actually, we need to go back to one of your other comments. Do tell.
Yeah, are you allowed to tell, Aaron? Because if you are, you should.
I mean, we won't tell anybody if you just want to tell us right now.
And the rascal. Oh, he's calling you a rascal, I think. When is the Blood Hunt Omnibus coming out?
You know what? I may get hate for this comment, and I don't care. I'll stand by it. I hope the Blood Hunt Omnibus never comes out.
Well, you know it is though.
I know.
I think the Blood Hunt Omnibus is supposed to be. I want to say it's solicited next month, so maybe it should be 2 months after that, so August maybe. I'll double check that because I may be misremembering. But yeah, I'll double check that. Um,
I'm actually looking it up for you right quick. I was a jerk about it, but I'll go ahead and look it up.
While you're doing that, I will plug last week's episode, which was Alan free. So you guys should all enjoy it. But it did feature D.B. Andre, the writer of Crush Depth, a new book from Mad Cave, which I got to tell y'all is freaking awesome. It's people on a submarine well after the end of the world. And it's got this whole dystopian post-apocalyptic thing going on with just a smidge of the Last of Us kind of stuff for flavor. Yeah, it's really, really, really good. And look at that cover. I mean, that's just awesome.
I'm not seeing anything about an omnibus, but I am seeing trade paperbacks.
Yeah, because I think they haven't solicited the omnibus yet. I think that's in next month's.
Okay.
So I might have been right about that. Some other stuff that's out this week that I have not had a chance to read yet because, life. But I'm looking forward to.
Yes, definitely looking forward to that.
Absolute Flash. Yes, that is Gorilla Grodd on his shoulders. That's an interesting choice, but that's where they went. Detective Comics number 1097. Tom Taylor is absolutely killing it on Detective Comics. This has been so good, y'all. Has been excellent. I'm almost done with this, and then we can talk about the other thing that we got to talk about tonight. Red Coat number 12 with the Northerner.
Oh, how was that?
I haven't got to read it yet. This is one of the things. But look at this wraparound cover. It's just gorgeous, as always.
Oh, that is nice. I do like that.
These covers are exquisite. Superman Unlimited number 1, flying into theaters with Crypto. If I had any sense, I would have saved that for a minute. Wonder Woman number 21.
Looking forward to that one because
so good. Amazing Spider-Man number 4. Does it move up from solidly okay to possibly like minimally good? I don't know. We'll find out.
Don't get your hopes up.
Fantastic 1 number 32. Notice the 4 is crossed out and it just says 1.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the way that last issue ended.
Yep.
But I mean, who was the one?
Valeria, I think.
Who?
Valeria.
Oh, because technically the way the last issue ended, there should be nobody left.
But she's always going to survive. Hulk and Doctor Strange number 1 by J. Michael Straczynski. All right, he's been writing these weird little disconnected limited series of pairing weird creatures together. But this one has a fun pairing that I'm very excited about, which is Aunt May and Agatha Harkness.
That could be interesting.
I mean, can you imagine the two of them together? I mean, Aunt May and Agatha Harkness, that's nuts. How's the art in the Hulk book? Better than the cover, which is an unusual thing these days. But in this case, it's true. This is a 2-page spread in the middle of the book. The art in the Hulk book is solid. German Peralta, I believe, is the artist. Yes. It's very solid. It's not like Jim Lee gonna knock your socks off kind of a thing, but it is solid. It's very good. And the team up book at the end team up story at the end with Aunt May and Agatha Harkness is great. And because I couldn't resist picking this up, I got this Alex Ross variant cover for Moon Knight.
Oh, I'm going to have to snatch that.
That's just a must-have. Those timeless variants are excellent.
I may need that. That might be one to send off and get graded just to keep.
it could be. That's a beautiful cover, no lie.
Because I've been meaning to send off my Daredevil Alex Ross timeless cover to get graded, and I just never have.
Because that is most excellent and worthy. I'm with you on that. But
See,
yeah,
I'm weird when it comes to sending off books to be graded. I only want to do the ones that I want to keep forever that actually mean something to me that I really love.
I'm totally on board with that plan. Couple of books that we got in a collection the other day, and I just wanted to read them before I bagged them and boarded them because they're awesome. G.I. Joe number 40 from back in the day.
Nice.
And then G.I. Joe number 79.
Nice.
So just good stuff, solid stuff. But yes, a lot of great comics that I'm very excited about. So just wanted to talk about those real quick. So now we can jump over and talk about the important stuff, which I'm going to need you guys all to let me know if this is something that you want. See, I'm with you, James. I just, why isn't that showing up? Come on. Better be some shenanigans about Aunt May being magic. Because that's awesome. There should be. So, real quick, in case you guys have not seen it, now we posted it the other day, but in case you haven't seen it, this is happening. Final order cutoff is this weekend, and then the books come out in 3 weeks. And that's important because Move Over Willy Wonka, if you want to go see the world premiere of Superman with James Gunn, in Los Angeles, tickets will be hidden inside the cover, is what they said. Now, what that means, if there's a little pocket in the cover, I don't know if it's just in the book somehow. Of the Adventure Comics number 210 facsimile, which is the first appearance of Crypto, the Superdog. And the books will be polybagged, so nobody will know what they have until they open that polybag. If you want to take your chance at being flown out to LA for the premiere of the Superman movie, every ticket costs $4. If you're a subscriber, it costs a little bit less. And I just, if you want to know odds, that all depends on how many people order the book. I will say the most heavily ordered comic book of 2025 thus far got 400,000 copies. And this is not going to be that popular.
I mean, I definitely want a copy of it. Not because I'm trying to win, but I never read that issue, the origin of Crypto showing up for the first time.
Yeah.
So I want to check it out.
But if anybody wants to give it a shot, see, it is like Willy Wonka. That's exactly what I thought. And I stole that from a retailer friend of mine who said, yeah, Move Over Willy Wonka. I thought he's exactly right. It's a golden ticket. I've got a golden ticket.
So, but here's the deal. For everybody that signs up to get this book, and this is purely on me, Josh has got nothing to do with this. Y'all know how I am.
Have to open it at the shop right away.
For every person that signs up to get a copy of this book, if you win, when you meet James Gunn, you've got to ask him to come on this show.
That's fair.
No, hang on. You know what? Let's address this for a second. I was out of town Free Comic Book Day. I could have very easily shown up a couple of days early, donated so many freaking canned goods that I would have been guaranteed a better than average shot at the Coheed and Cambria tickets. But I saw that and I thought, no, I will recuse myself of this competition just so nobody could say anything. Now, this one is not sponsored or has nothing to do with Haven other than being the pusher for said comic book. So therefore, I'm back in the ball game, Matt Posey.
Thank you, Daniel. You insist that he comes on this show. That's exactly right. You're like, look, James Gunn, you've got one thing you have to do, and that's come on this dinky little show.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine our numbers after that? Our subscriber numbers would be through the roof.
Yeah, we're gonna go from I think our highest view count tonight at one time was 13. We'll end up with 16.
I was thinking at least 17 or 18.
Hey, you're pushing it. Let's keep them feet on the ground, big guy.
I'll give it a shot. But yeah, I think it's actually a pretty genius promotion. Buy a copy of this comic, and if nothing else, you've got a comic. And if you buy more than one copy because you want more than one shot, donate that copy or the extra copies to like the groups that take comics to kids in hospitals and things like that. They don't have to go to waste. You don't have to throw them in the trash. There's a lot of things that you could do. So yeah, I take a shot, give it a whirl, pick up a few copies. I was going to say, I thought this is where you were going, and this is what I would say. When you buy it, open it up at the shop so we can see if you won.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or yeah, here's something that they could do, and I mean, once again, I mean, I'm pretty sure we know at least one or two people that could help us pull this off. Buy 2 copies of it. Open both copies. The copy that you don't keep, leave it in a stack on the front counter at Haven and let Josh or Jeremy Long or somebody run that stack of comics over to Kids to Love and let them stuff the backpacks with the first appearance of Crypto for all those kids.
That's a great idea.
You know what? In fact, put me down for 2 copies because I will definitely do that.
That sounds awesome. I like that idea. But I think it's a super fun promotion. I mean, can you imagine? Now, I mean, yeah, you have to be able to fly out to LA on July 11th, but or for July 11th premiere. But you win the golden ticket, poof, they throw you on a plane, they put you up in a hotel, you get to watch the premiere in LA with the cast and all. Because at that premiere, that they're all going to be there. The cast and crew, director, they're all going to be there. What an awesome experience. What an absolutely awesome experience.
How many tickets do you win?
Let's pull that back up. I don't know if each one contains one ticket and they're doing it in 2 separate things. It might just be one. I get the impression that it's 2, but I know that they're at least doing 2 golden tickets in comics. So it might be 2 pair. It might be just 2 tickets. I'm not sure. But either way, I'm excited about it. I think it's a lot of fun. But I will say you have to pick it up and you have to open it sooner rather than later. It comes in the week of July 18th. Oh my goodness. Look who we have in the house. Grace.
Such a good TV show.
Grace. Oh my goodness. We missed you. We have missed you a lot for a long time. I hope you are doing well. That's very, very cool. Absolutely. We will absolutely do that. I can coordinate with Kids to Love in advance so they know we're coming too. But no, absolutely. We would love to make that an official thing. Super cool. The book actually comes out on June 18th, rather. And then the movie premiere is July 11th, I think. So you only have a few weeks to pick it up, see if you won, and if you did win, to announce that, to do whatever you have to do to let them know that you won it. Yes, I will put that on the page.
Did I mess up and have a good idea?
You did.
I wonder why my head started hurting.
Well, that would explain it for sure. But yeah, no, that was super exciting. I'm a lot of people, I don't know, comic book retailers are an interesting bunch of people, and you get a lot of grumpy people who will find a reason why nothing is good. Uh, and several have complained that this is just another thing. It's turning comic book people into or comic book retailers into lottery ticket salesmen and stuff. And I'm like, well, I never met somebody who sold lottery tickets that was poor.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Um, so I'm excited for it, and I'm going to pick up a few copies myself just to see if I can't win a shot at this, because I would certainly like to go.
I've been looking to try to see if somebody says how many tickets you actually win.
So the big question, Alan, is if you pull that ticket, who are you taking? And you do get two. Who are you taking with you?
That's all going to come down to Bug's decision. But because she has to have first option, because I do sleep under the same roof with her and her mother. So if she politely declines, it will be you and I headed to LA.
I'll even wear this shirt.
And you know what?
I won't wear this shirt. I would dress up, but
I mean, I would dress up too. We could possibly scrounge together enough to take Aaron with us, and he can sit outside the movie theater and wait on us. And then Aaron could interview us as we're leaving the theater for Shop Talk.
I hope he goes back and watches this, because I can imagine how miserable he would be not being right there, but not being in the theater. Oh my Lord, yeah. I think it might kill him. Send his blood pressure through the roof. Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Yeah, and Daniel Major, I totally understand that. And I've been looking, I'm like on my 4th or 5th website over here, and nobody says how many tickets you actually win to the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I would go by myself.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would definitely go.
I'd do it.
All it really and truly says is 2 lucky comic book fans will win the opportunity to attend. Blah, 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 blah.
The fine print on the poster doesn't actually say much. And it's too small to read here, but I had read it earlier, and it's not very useful. Crypto's Golden Biscuit. But yeah, I just thought it was pretty great. I'm excited for it. Like I said, there were some retailers who were really down on it, and okay, whatever, don't sell it then. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think it's worth promoting the heck out of, and seeing if we can get some of these things. See, if they max out and they sell as many of this book as they sell of the highest ordered book in the country this year, which is 400,000 copies. Okay, your odds aren't great, but they're not like lottery bad, right?
Okay, who did 400,000 this year?
Batman 158.
Oh, Hush 2?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep. But if it does 100,000, even if it does 200,000, your odds aren't good, but they're not terrible. It says 2 lucky fans will have the opportunity. It doesn't say they will have to go alone, though, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for. It doesn't really say anywhere. Okay, I can't do that. Let me do this. I was trying to crank out some type of banner right quick.
Yeah, just let us know. We're happy to carry that for you. or to pick that up for you. I might have mistaken you for somebody else because we had a friend on the show who used to be at the shop whose name was Grace, and then she moved to California and she started shopping at a different comic book store. Just terrible. Just terrible. But no, I think that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. It's a great idea. You done good, Alan. You had a good idea.
I had a good idea.
You should rub more lotion on your skin.
Really?
Yeah, just get some more shine on that dome. I think it was the UV rays penetrating your skull.
I was trying to think of a banner that I could crank out that you could post on Facebook.
Because they're required to say that legally. I'm sure there's a way that you could go online and order something that would give you a shot at it. But I read that too, and I was confused by it. But I suppose that means they have to have some number of copies available for people who just fill out a form and send it in to them. I don't know. I thought that was weird too. But legally, I'm sure they're required to say that since technically it's a sweepstakes. But yeah, just good stuff.
That is not going to work for me.
What you trying to do?
I was trying to make up some like little banner right quick that you could post on Facebook. I didn't like the way that looked.
Did you put that in Chat GPT?
No, I mean I could. I didn't even think about that. I just gotta get a copy of that picture that you just did. You posted that on Facebook, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do the snipping tool.
Yep, indeed. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's pretty great. Looking forward to it. Oh yeah, okay. So you've got a week between when the book is released to submit your "I don't want to buy it, but I want to win it" thing. That's correct. It is legally required. That's right. Thank you, Kaylisa, for posting that. Much appreciated.
That's pretty quick turnaround. I mean, you gotta be prepared to leave pretty much on the spot.
Yeah, you got 3 weeks from the day the comic goes on sale.
Okay, so I got that.
So be prepared. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. Because I will say, I just saw the full up, honest to goodness trailer, and I went from thinking this looks pretty darn good to holy smokes, I cannot wait for this. I'm really excited about it now.
Yeah, I am looking for. The 2 movies that I'm looking forward to right now is literally Superman. Actually, 3 movies. I'm looking forward to Superman, Fantastic Four, and then in November, Nobody 2 comes out.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a fun one.
I love Nobody. I thought that was great.
I can see how you would like that. I liked it too.
It was a fun and sweet movie with a lot of unaliving. What is not to like about that?
Look who this person is.
I am headed to the shop tomorrow, and I'm stuffing so many books in his box. It's not even funny.
Good luck with that. There ain't no room in there. It's 3 body problem. Is that good, Nick?
He was telling me about it, and I do want to watch it.
I've heard that it was all right, but I hadn't heard it really from somebody I trusted. Yeah, he says it's good. Rock on. But have you seen the new trailer for Superman yet? What did you think?
Who, Nick or me?
You. Talking to Nick.
I liked the way when he was sitting down with Lois and he was dressed as Clark Kent, but she was going to interview him as Superman. I liked the way his entire demeanor and tone changed, even though he was not in the costume.
Yep.
I thought that was a really cool touch. I thought that was intriguing, to be honest with you.
Okay, I like that aspect of it. That tells me I should go see that, or I should see that. So the 3-body problem, I'll check it out. I agree. I thought it looked pretty awesome. Really excited about it. We'll see how it goes, but yes, should be good. Well, Alan, you got anything else that we need to discuss tonight, or are we good to shut down a little bit early?
I think we're good to shut down a little bit early. I'm going to try to do some type of decent banner. Nick, just in case you jumped on a couple minutes late, this is getting ready to come out, but the idea that we're having is, so basically it's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The book is going to come polybagged, and you have a chance to win tickets to the LA premiere with James Gunn and all them fools. Josh made a comment about buying 2 copies and then open them both at the store. Here's my idea on this. Purchase as many copies as you want, open them at the store, take all the additional copies that you obviously don't want, you're just trying to win the ticket, leave them in a pile on the front counter, and they all get donated to Kids to Love so they can stuff them in the backpacks and all that good stuff. So make sure you sign up for at least 2 copies.
Yeah, absolutely kid-friendly. First appearance of crypto. I think that's a great idea. So yeah, that's a really good one. We'll definitely do that. It's $3.99, Nick.
Are you still a subscriber?
He is.
That was a little low, wasn't it?
It was.
It was a slip the jab.
It was a little bit. But yes, yeah, this $3.99. It's a great deal. Plus your discount, of course, for being a subscriber. But yeah, it's. I'm excited for it. I think it's a fun thing to do. I'm glad that they're doing it. So I just want to encourage as many people to get in on it and take a shot, because that should be pretty great. Aw. You're going to take your brother and Justin Birch? Oh, yeah, that reminds me. This Crush Depth book that I was showing off a minute ago. I'm surprised you haven't read it yet. Because, it's a Birch book. It's a Birch book, Alan.
Oh, I'm like in full blown trying to make a banner mode now. I done got excited over here.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's fair. All right, everybody. Well, it's a little bit early tonight, but it's all good. We appreciate y'all as always. We will not have a show next week. We both got some things going on that just interferes with the show. So there will not be a show next week. We apologize in advance, but we'll come back the week after that stronger than ever, and it will be spectacular. So you guys have a great night. Try your best to stay out of trouble. I know that's harder for some of y'all than others. For those of y'all that are prone to trouble, try not to get caught. And we will catch you guys later on. Thank you all. See y'all next time.